Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Live Recruiting Show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3, dadgummit. Today is Wednesday, September the 18th, 2024 for you. It is Tuesday evening, September 17th, 2024 for us. Keep that in mind moving forward with any todays, tomorrows, or yesterdays. We will do our best to keep it simple, but we are not simple men. We're a little complicated sometimes. We can be a little complicated. We're going to get to some questions from the corner. We're going to get some how about yous in there. We might even record us tonight a little Auburn Live Plus recruiting insider. So be on the lookout for that later on Wednesday. Joining me as always, 100% of the time when they're here 100% of the time. Mr. Cole Pinkston, Mr. Allen Head. Good day to you, gentlemen.
How about you?
How about you, big dog?
Good day, sir. How are you? How are you?
I'm feeling high society.
I hear you. Well, when we slide into good days, we are feeling high society, aren't
Absolutely. We're going to, like I said, we're going to questions from the corner. We got a lot to talk about, a lot that's going down, some visitors coming in, some big visitors coming in, as a matter of fact, coming in for the Arkansas game. I'm sure we'll be covering that on the Q&A. If not, we'll touch on it there at the end, some of the things that we didn't get to in the Q&A. Tonight, listen, I had a HelloFresh today.
Ooh.
I had a HelloFresh today, folks. I had a HelloFresh. I had to put my stuff up because I want to make sure they're giving away Auburn Live subscribers or listeners free breakfast. So I want to make sure I got that right. But anyways, if you're not familiar with HelloFresh, farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your door in a cardboard box with cooler, basically a cooler inside of it with freezer packs. It's all really fresh, straight from the farm. So skip that grocery store, dude. Get out of those lines. Especially when it takes me longer to check out than it does to shop. It kind of pisses me off. HelloFresh just knocks that out, dude. Bring it right to your door, and it makes home cooking easy. It's a home cooked meal, and they just give you everything you need and step by step instructions. It's fantastic. So there's always flavors to explore with ever changing menu. They got 50 recipes to choose from every week. Just pick your meals. Go in the app, go on the website, pick your meals, delivery date. It's that simple. So choose from a variety of menu options to suit all your needs, from fit and wholesome to quick and easy, or vegetarian, family friendly, man. Cole's got some favorites. I've got some favorites. This is how many I've had. I've had the crispy chicken Cajun chicken, pork and cabbage, kids cucumber roll up, Cavante beef ragu, Mexican style beef and bean lasagna, creamy Dijon dill pickle. Oh, that's the one I like right there now. Lots and lots of stuff, man. Love HelloFresh. So, and they're for using our promo code, you get free breakfast. For free breakfast, go to HelloFresh.com/free Auburn Live. One word, all lowercase. One free breakfast item per box while subscription is active to HelloFresh. That's free breakfast for life just by going to HelloFresh.com/free Auburn Live. Free Auburn Live. That's your promo code, all one word, all lowercase. All right, folks, let's get to some recruiting. The whole point of the show is to talk Auburn recruiting. And who better to ask what they want to know than the biggest Auburn recruiting fans on the planet? We'll start with Mr. M45 Auburn. I should say M45 Auburn. It could be a her. I don't know.
There you go. Don't know.
Okay. Do you like Floyd Bucard? I think he decommitted from Oklahoma today. Tuesday, sorry. Joseph Mbachu or Darion Smith better. Darion Smith, the kid, teammate of Bobble, Blake Woodby, Charles Deese, Wayne Henry up there at St. Francis Academy. Joe Mbachu, teammate. He goes to Atlanta. Where's he go? Cole?
Grayson.
Yeah, Grayson. There you go. He's a Grayson. Floyd Bucard's the South Florida guy. But any of those three that you like better, or you think Auburn sits better for? We'll start with Cole. He had some Mbachu's coming in. Cole broke that news for an OV for the A&M game in November.
Yes. Yeah. Auburn and Texas and Florida, Alabama sort of in there for Mbachu. He might be the hottest prospect in the Southeast right now. I like, let's see, for Auburn, of these three, definitely Mbachu, but I don't know. how much yet. Like, I don't know how much of a chance Auburn has with him yet. Still trying to figure that out. I actually think that Auburn likes him a lot, though, which is something I recently learned. And I mean, likes him enough to start pushing for him. So that's pretty big news to me. Yeah, I mean, of this list, definitely go for M'Bachu.
And I'd probably put Darion Smith, the Tennessee commitment, at number 2.
Okay.
And he's coming in this weekend for the Arkansas game with Blake and Wayne and several guys from St. Francis. He's coming in. He's got those guys in his ear about Auburn. He's got 3 teammates committed to Auburn. He's coming with them, and I think another 2026 guy is coming as well. Go check the Auburn Live visit list for him. But and then, Floyd Boucard was a name we heard early on Auburn's board.
Yeah.
Alan, are you hearing any Auburn movement with him?
Any Auburn movement per se? No. But I definitely heard him as a name that they are tracking and that they were going to keep an eye on, that they didn't necessarily know if his commitment was going to stick with Oklahoma.
Okay.
So this is someone that I think the coaching staff has a lot of interest in, and he's a different kind of body type from the other two. Those guys are 3 techs / guys that can slide out to the 4-eye. And of course, Darion Smith's probably the smallest of the bunch, but he's super twitchy, man. If you watch that kid play, Rodney Garner got a hell of an early eval on that one, and Rodney's done really well with Tennessee's recruiting. So that would be a tough flip. But Floyd is a guy that's a nose. He's a guy that's a nose / a shade 1 tech that I think could, depending on how you see Malik Autry in this class, I think he's got a place here at Auburn if they really want to push for that one. Miami's going to be tough to beat. Right? You mentioned he's South Florida. I think he's originally from Canada, if I remember correctly.
Alberta.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, it's one to pay attention to. That's for sure. It's one I've got my eye on, and I think these are the 3 guys from an interior standpoint and a defensive line position standpoint, period, that you should be watching right now. Maybe a junior college guy, but I'm not sold that they're going to tap into that market just yet.
You know what? A month ago, I was like, yeah, they're going. They're going to have a JUCO guy. And I've got 3 guys on my hot board, and haven't really seen a lot of movement. They just offered another guy a couple of weeks ago, but Montreal, Quebec. I'm sorry, not Alberta. So going to keep an eye on that defensive line recruiting, see how it pans out. But
they just offered Seven Cloud. That was a guy they just offered.
Seven Cloud, there you go.
Which is a name that I mean, you can't forget that name, right? That's a great name.
No, it's right there with 7 Mary 3, isn't it?
Kelton McKell, that's the other one.
There you go.
Briefly. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I'll start paying a little bit more attention to those when they start visiting. And I know JUCO guys.
Or when they go to do the eval. Every time there's like a bye week and you find out who's going to the Kansas junior colleges, that's typically when my eyebrows kind of go up like, okay, they're watching this guy.
Cole, I think I asked you this. Maybe it was Christian. We were talking to him Saturday night. But D-Cone wants to know, and so do I, is Naeem Alford, the 5-star cornerback from Parker, is he a day 1 starter if he lands at Auburn?
I mean, based on what Auburn has right now, he's got a great shot because you're going to lose Keontae Scott. He's your starter right now. Kayan Lee, I assume he comes back. We've heard that he's talked about the portal or thought about the portal or whatever before, so we'll see about that. But somebody's going to have to step up, and it might as well be a freshman. And Alford's very talented, and as soon as it clicks for him, it could be quick. If it ever like in that first year clicks, he's going to be the starter.
I'm a little unsold there. Not that he's not super talented. I'm with you, Cole. His upside is through the roof, but he plays a lot of offense right now for Parker. And I wonder how refined he's going to be when he gets to Auburn. And is he going to be able to contribute at a starter capacity? I think he'll be in the rotation right away. But as a starter, I'm not exactly sure on that one.
Yeah. I hear you. I think I'm the same way. I believe it when I see it, when a true freshman can come in and start at corner. Let's see. B rad is rad. I don't know, man. I prefer a little modesty on this side. 2026 quarterbacks Auburn is looking at. I was going to pull up the offer list. If some jump off the Dia Bell, I know is a guy that we've been tracking for a while.
Yeah.
I was going to pull up the offer sheet. The offer sheet.
That's about how I feel about 2026 quarterback recruiting, man.
Yeah. Like seriously, what it's not like there's this hot and heavy 2020. We've seen Jesse Stone go out to California. We've seen Ryder Lyons come in for a visit. We've seen Leahy come in. He came in for the Cal game, I believe. Matt Leahy.
I don't think he actually made it. He was on the list.
Oh, for real?
Luke Fahey, is that his name?
Luke, that's what I said.
Leahy. You just combined it.
There you go.
Made it quicker.
I'm looking at the offer list. Jared Curtis, he's a Georgia commitment. Ryder Lyons, Diabell, Brady Smigel. Most of these guys are committed. Florida State, Oklahoma, Penn State, Notre Dame, Florida. Will Griffin is committed to Florida. I'll be Luke Fahey. There you go.
Yeah.
Bertie McWhorter, West Virginia. He's from Georgia. Michael Clayton has visited. He's kind of probably a tier 2 or 3. Jackson Taylor. Nobody really that's just like, yeah, this is their top 3. I'm not there yet.
I don't know, man. I really don't.
I'm not there yet. Big dog. I apologize. Well, I'm still worried about the 2025 quarterback situation.
Yeah, I was going to say, get that done first, right? I think that's probably their priority. Like, we'll get to 26. Let's get 25.
We'll cross that bridge when we get up this hill. JM Tiger Deuce. If Auburn were to land a name offered and keep what they have, is this the best defensive class since Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson? Whew.
Probably. Yeah.
Without going back and looking at every class in the past 20 years, off the top of my head, I mean, it's got to be in the conversation.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, man, that was a really nice class they put together, and obviously Derek Brown is he was a top 10 NFL draft pick. That in and of itself, pretty special.
What class was that?
2016. I think it's 2016 class.
I'll tell you who was in that class. Let's see.
Derek Brown, Marlon Davidson, Antoine Jackson.
Yep, that was your defensive line class
right
there.
Nick Coe.
Coe, yeah.
Paul James came in from JUCO, never really did anything. Triple threat, trade threat, big dog.
Yeah.
John Broussard, Marlon Character. To be honest with you, it was a top-heavy class with those two. But other than that, I don't know that Auburn got a multi-year starter out of the rest of the defensive class.
Didn't
Daniel Thomas?
I was going to say Daniel Thomas was in that.
So and Jamel Dean was in there as well.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty weak. That was actually a pretty weak class.
Yeah, but like you said, top heavy, right? Because there's a lot of drafted guys there. Because Daniel Thomas got drafted, Jamel Dean got drafted, and it's been a starter. Marlon got drafted.
Believe it or not, Daquan Newkirk was actually in that class as a.
You're right.
He went to JUCO. Jamel Dean was technically a transfer in that class. I mean,
that's true.
What about Truesdale? Was he in that class?
He was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a really top heavy of 4 guys. Other than that, though, that was it. It was like that was the contribution from that defensive class. So yeah, I would put this on paper right now. Do I think 4 guys out of this class get drafted? Absolutely. And let's don't forget about the 2024 defensive class. Great day in the morning.
Yeah.
I know.
Guys are already showing some early signs of being legitimate players.
And we haven't even seen Amaris Williams, Jamonte Waller, Riddick, DJ Barber. We haven't seen much of these guys.
Right.
I mean, that 2024 and 2025 class, and hell, then looking ahead to 2026, this defense in 3 years and 2 years will be absolutely talented.
Now, to tell you how difficult it is to project this at times, Auburn's 2 early contributors in the freshman class that are like in the starting rotation, both 3 stars. That's how difficult it is sometimes, right?
100%. Caleb Harris and Malik Block.
Caleb. Yep. Wow. While the other four high 4 stars sit on the bench, or they got special teams coverage units. But I mean, they're the need for those 2 positions called for those guys to step in.
I don't disagree with that. Safeties.
Let's see. Montana War Eagle. This sounds like my kind of guy. Is there a big-time recruit we're not currently talking about that you'd like to see Auburn key in on before National Signing Day? We've talked about this. Alan specifically has talked about this. Guys that we didn't have any clue on until late November, middle of November, and then all of a sudden he's visiting Auburn, and he's been committed to so-and-so for 6 months. And was Amaris Williams that way last year?
He was. I mean, I don't think we were tracking him until Cole and Keith kind of combined on a report about Amaris's interest in Auburn. There was kind of a secret DL they were interested in, and then all of a sudden Cole and Keith kind of broke that together, and he popped on the radar about November-ish, if I remember correctly, probably front end of November.
Well, is there a guy out there that you'd like to see be this year's Amaris Williams?
Well, it seems like Amaris Williams came out of nowhere, and he did to an extent, but he had 3 visits scheduled with Auburn that he never was able to take.
Yeah.
I talked to his defensive coordinator, Ryan. Can't remember his last name. Hunt, maybe Ryan Hunt. I can't remember. Anyway, he told me, he's like, man, we had 3 different trips, and for whatever reason, he gave me some reasons that were pretty viable. We couldn't make it. He said, so he's been wanting to see Auburn this whole time. He finally gets to see him there at the end after the season's over, and he's got some time. It's all he needed. 1 trip.
Yeah.
Really good.
Where was he committed to?
Florida.
So same as Javante.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Hugh Freeze been making a killing off of flipping those cats. Otter.
A guy right now, I'd say, and this one's a big fish. But I do expect Auburn to see if they can get in this sweepstakes. It's probably Justice Terry.
That's exactly who I was going to say. See if you can get him in for a visit.
I'm going to go same state, and I don't know that Auburn's going to jump in here because I think they like where they stand at linebacker. But I love this kid, Tavion Wallace. I would love to see Auburn jump in on him, especially if Auburn can get a W against Arkansas this week. Things start looking a little bit tenuous for Sam Pittman and that tenure there. Because T. Will's the tie on that one. If T. Will's not going to be at Arkansas, I think that kid's up for grabs. So I think he's a special player. I'd love to see Auburn kind of turn the screws on there.
Okay. Space. Go ahead, Cole.
No, Auburn's got one that you got Jared Smith committed, and he's obviously looking pretty good. Something tells me there's an edge out there somewhere.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There's a couple of them in Georgia. Gosh.
One of them's committed to Vandy. I think he came in not too long ago.
Yeah. I mean, you got Third Scroggins as well. He's one to watch. I don't know. Anthony Crua. That's the guy that was talked about for a while. He visited. Yeah. He's not really an edge. He's more of an outside backer, but he's somebody that I know Auburn was pretty high on.
So all right, let's get to Space Otter. I keep hearing the national guys say we're chasing the top class. That said, what are your updated class projections for signing day? It's not a bad question to ask every week. But I think we would ceiling of, man, I pointed this out. After the updated On3 rankings on Monday, Auburn was at number 5. Cole was pointed out, but I looked at everybody above them. Everybody had at least 3 5-star commitments. 3. Yeah. All 4 schools, and even Texas, I think, who was at 6, had 3 5-stars or 2.
For Auburn to match what other teams already have, and I'm not saying it's not doable, but you'd have to hit on Naheem Offord, Andrew Babalola, and you'd have to flip Caleb Cunningham from Alabama.
Yeah.
And land Deuce Knight. That's a pretty tall order. And I'm not saying that Hugh Freeze can't get it done. I do think, and there are fans that have pushed back on this, and I understand their viewpoint on it, right? Like they think that Hugh's done a good enough job to sell this as a rebuild and that these kids are completely bought in. And I think the ones in this class are. But adding players of that caliber, you got to do better than 5 and 7.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't afford a backslide and try to flip guys like that. And in my honest opinion, I think 6 and 6 is still a tough sell to some of those kids, given the schools that they're committed to.
Right on.
Yep, for sure.
Right on. Auburn, 1 of 1. Oh, I think I said that right. I was going to say W Uno phone.
Phone.
Yeah. W Uno phone. What is y'all's confidence we land at Deuce if he visits for the Oklahoma game? If Deuce Knight makes his official visit for the Oklahoma game, how is your confidence? Does it raise it? Does it?
No.
Where are you at confidence? I'm at 55, and I'm telling you, I'm 55 is like I'm hanging on with my fingertips.
I'm at 50. And it's not. I just don't know what to expect on that. I think the coaching staff still feels like they have some momentum there. I think they still feel positive about it. I just don't know. And so when I don't know, I default back to 50-50.
I like it. If he shows up, Cole, for Oklahoma, what's your confidence level?
I don't think it changes anything. I think he's probably going to do that more than likely. Make it to that game. I think that game is one where you might see almost every single big target there is show up to. Maybe
isn't it the same day as Georgia and Alabama?
Yes. Yeah. In Tuscaloosa.
I feel like we've got a ton of confirmations for Auburn, Oklahoma on big time guys. We'll see. I mean, if that game's going on, that's going to be interesting. But I think he probably does go to Auburn that day. And I think if he does, whether he does or doesn't, it doesn't really change what I think about.
So if he doesn't show up, you're still status quo. I hear you. Whatever, dude. I think I said it. I'm whatever. Wake me up when he does something.
No, I mean, I'm with you because it's too hard to predict what he's going to do at this point, in my opinion. And I'm out of the prediction game on Deuce and trying to guess when he's going to flip or if he's going to flip.
Yes.
And I don't have anything solid that says that this is when it's happening. And when I have that information, my percentage is going to increase again. But right now, I'm going to lay back in the cut at 50-50 and we'll see how it all shakes out, man.
I like it. Lieutenant War Eagle 91. Any shot at 4-star wide receiver C.J. Wiley, the Florida State commitment, who is teammates with Ryan G. and newly contacted quarterback Luke Nickel?
Oh.
Any shot? Now, I will say this. What I've read up on C.J. Wiley from Steve and Chad and guys in the network is that they almost feel like if he doesn't go to Florida State, Georgia's pushing here.
It feels almost like the KJ Bolden recruitment a year ago to me.
I think it even feels less stable for Florida State than that one. I honestly thought that at this point that Florida State might actually hold on to KJ, even though what I was being told is Georgia's going to make a move. Georgia's going to make a move. So is Auburn. Like, he's not going to sign with Florida State. That was what I was hearing in background, and sure enough, he flipped. With this one, I think it's either Georgia or LSU. I don't know what Auburn's chances are.
Yeah, is he originally from Louisiana?
His dad played at LSU.
LSU, there you go. Correctly. I knew there was a tie there, yeah.
So those are the two schools that I'm watching with him. But maybe, I mean, I think he's somebody this staff has an extremely high grade on, right? Like, very, very high on him as a player. So
he's a tier 1 guy.
Definitely a tier 1. So they're going to continue to chip away. But just until you see him visit, it's just kind of somebody you're going to track in the background.
This is a great question that I'm curious to ask both of you. Jay Lee's pink head. Also, Jay Lee's pink head. I learned that last week. What position groups do you think the staff will target in the portal? Mr. Allen, we'll start with you.
Quarterback, linebacker, running back, defensive line, offensive line, cornerback.
Tight end?
Yes. Yeah, tight end, corner and safety for that matter.
Did you say running back?
I did.
Okay. That's the only two I feel really good about. I think the plan along has been 2 tight ends from the high school and a transfer guy. 2 high school backs and a transfer guy.
Yep.
At running back.
With this D-line class, I don't think you got to go get 4 portal guys again. You get 1 or 2 maybe.
Right. Like, I think it's going to be smaller at each spot. I'm with you, Cole. Like, you're talking 1 to 2 DL, probably 1 to 2 OL, just because of how many you're losing.
Right.
If Hank finishes this season strong, what kind of quarterback are you looking for in the portal?
Somebody to push him, because it really depends on.
It doesn't change anything, right, Alan?
You're recruiting over him.
I mean, you're trying to recruit the best you can at this point. I think there's going to be some pressure on if we go 6-6. If that's the record this ends with, I think there will be some pressure to play significantly better. And similar to Miami, I think you're going to probably be in a position to pay up to go get a guy, like the guy.
Okay. A game changer.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of where the demand's going to be. And maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe they see enough in Hank. And really, it's too early to tell, right? Because we're in 1 game into the Hank Brown era, and we'll see how that kind of plays out. If he's lights out, I mean, if he's the next Tom Brady by the time the end of the season's over, well, then obviously you're trying to fill out the quarterback room with as good a competitive depth as you can. And maybe that involves, bringing in a younger guy. I don't know. But right now, my mindset is you're going to bring in a vet, somebody that's going to push and compete with Hank to see who's going to be the starter.
Revisit that question middle of November.
So
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll just make this point real quick. We know that Hugh Freeze is still evaluating how he's going to approach the portal.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's always going to be maybe not always, but right now he is. He doesn't know how to approach it. And look, there's plenty of case study out there now to this point that says the portal can be really good or the portal can be really bad. And you better get it right. So I will find it very interesting to see how Hank Brown progresses as Auburn's starting quarterback. If he does progress really, really well, you know what it's going to do. I mean, we talked to Hank today as we're recording this on Tuesday. Somebody asked him, when was the first time you had a communication or a talk, the very first talk you had with Hugh Freeze and this staff over at Liberty? He goes, I couldn't tell you, man. It was years ago. Like, I can't even remember. So that tells me a couple things. Number one, they saw Hank Brown early and said, that's the guy we really like. We think he could be something. Number two, he might look at it and go, I got pretty good evaluation skills. I can pick a good quarterback. Does he start betting on that more?
I know what the fan base is going to say.
Well, yeah.
You're 50-50 right now, brother.
Right.
1 for 2.
Yeah, 1 for 2. And that's not meant to be a slight towards Peyton. I'm just talking about fan reaction on this, right? Portal's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because look at Florida State right now. Look how much they've gone into the portal and how that's kind of played itself out right now. And the part that probably has me the most intrigued is what's going to happen with their donor base with the team kind of tanking like this. Are guys going to be like, I'm pulling my money out. I don't feel like donating every month anymore. This is not what I signed up for. And then when those guys stop getting paid, because we all know portal guys are getting paid. They don't show up here unless they get a payday. Right. What does that do to your locker room? So how coaches in general attack that is going to be very interesting, especially if, because we're on a hiatus right now with this house case, right? Like they pressed the pause button. We'll see in a couple of weeks where they stand, but the internal revenue share that a lot of coaches thought they were going to get may not be there. And that also is changing the scholarship numbers some. So whereas we thought we might be at 105, I think maybe you don't take as big a class as what we initially anticipated, because maybe it's 85 and you still got to save a few spots for the portal. So it's going to be interesting.
Be interesting to see how that turns out. Mr. Hogbone. Oh, Hogbone. What is the latest date for a quarterback in the 2025 class, or could it go all the way to signing day or just portal? I don't think there's a limit. I mean, technically speaking, December the 4th is signing day. Does Auburn wait that long for Deuce Knight? Do they start making moves with other quarterbacks? I don't know. I really don't know. I think they're all in on Deuce Knight right now. I think we'll know a lot more after, if and when he visits for Oklahoma. I think that game right there, that weekend, the end of this month, we'll know a lot more about Auburn and which direction they're going to go with high school quarterback recruiting.
That's one situation, man, that I just, want to. We want to provide you with the best intel that we can, but I got to tell you, I just don't know which way that one's going right now.
That's the best intel right there.
It is. I really, anything I said would be speculation or just making something up, and I don't want to do that.
I don't mind speculating, but we're not going to make shit up.
No, right. I speculate a lot, but I don't want to just like throw something against the wall.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And a lot of people do. We're not going to do that here. Collected bacon. Nothing wrong with some collected bacon. Will we have to start trimming some fat off the 2025 class? I was thinking of this earlier. If we were stuck with the 85 scholarship limit for next season, trimming some fat, I would not doubt it. We saw it last year with coincidentally, Fat Burnett, Jaden Lewis, Martavius Collins. So, and I believe it was around mid-season.
I actually don't think you'll see much trimming of the fat of the 25 class. And I'll tell you why, because I think this staff really wants to get that roster turned over into their guys. That's huge. There's still some leftover guys. I mean, you're going to lose a lot of guys from this class. I mean, from this team right now. So you got spots, even with 85. A lot of transfers, a lot of seniors. You're losing those guys. And then there's going to be some other guys on the team who might get pushed out because they truly believe this 25 class is going to be elite top to bottom. So I don't see them moving on from anybody in this class. Somebody might move on from them, maybe. But, yeah, I think they try to keep that class together as best they can.
All right. Is that Zach, is that it? All right. I like it. That was some really good questions, man. Really good questions on some really good topics, some hot topics in Auburn recruiting. And frankly, because we've got the very best posters in the wide world of the internet.
That's right.
Speaking of best posters, how about yous? Does anybody have any this week? Okay.
Yeah, let's see. I got 6, I think.
Okay.
7. I have 7.
Okay.
Would you like me to start?
Please.
Okay. Tigers 98. No spaces. Tigers 98.
Okay.
Just a voice of reason. I like to pick one voice of reason every week, and I felt like he was the guy. Somebody said that Freeze looks miserable all the time, and he said I'd be miserable too if I was having to rebuild this program like he is. So that was fair.
Absolutely.
Lord George.
Oh, LG.
No LG. JBTAU 0689.
JBTAU 0689. 89.
Yep. All one word. My man, JBTAU, just had some encouraging words for me this week. So I always appreciate that.
I like it.
North GA Tiger, pretty popular guy on the board.
Absolutely. Great poster.
Voice of reason times 2.
All right.
Bo Bird. Now, I don't know what his username is. He messaged me on Facebook and he got me what I was looking for, which was a full video of the Auburn game that I can record with my screen record. So Bo Bird. It's Beaux, by the way.
Beaux. I thought you were trying to spell bird, and I was like, oh shit.
Bird is BYRD, by the way.
Yeah. That dude, oh man, his mom and daddy must have been born in the 60s.
Probably my favorite profile picture on the entire board, T. Phillips 1007.
Oh, that's a great one, dude.
He's got the picture of Barkley eating the pizza. I just love that for some reason. Okay. And somebody made a board post saying if Peyton Thorne starts the next game, you guys going to watch it? And he said, dude, we get 12 games a year. I'm watching it if – I can't remember who he said. If you put somebody out there that's not very good, like Kyle Frazier out there 10 times, I'm watching it. You best believe it. So
okay, I like him.
I like it. And my last one is Lemons on My Eyes is his name. It's all one word.
There you go.
He's actually been with us since day one. He's been with us since day one. Not a big poster, but
who the fuck is that guy? I said Fook.
Anyway, Lemons on My Eyes. He's become my film buddy, like Cookie Monster. The guy that shows up when I post film breakdown, he's there. He's going. All right. So
loyal
to the film.
I like it. Mr. Allen Head.
Okay, I got
Mr. Allen Head with the new J head.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Actually, I need a new fade. I'm gonna be honest with you on that one.
And looking a little wild. Maybe it's the lighting ahead. But
it may be, right?
you got
that birthday, didn't I?
You just had that birthday.
man.
got that gray lighting.
Woo! They'll start calling me Brian Matthews up in here now.
Yeah, old Silver Wings.
So in Justin's Kerryon Crawford stat thread, I want to give a how about you to Uncle Tiger 22.
Oh yeah.
He said, enough of this 3-man front stuff. DJ Durkin got me missing Ron Culture Roberts. And then BBP. And
yeah. That's my guy.
For the record, I thought Ron Roberts was a good defensive coordinator.
I do too, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me. I've been too lenient on these how about yous.
Okay.
But I'm gonna start cracking down, man. I'm gonna start cracking down. A lot of these are well earned, by the way.
Okay.
But Danny Pitts, people are like, we stuck in it, and I'll post like, it will be okay. It'll be okay. Danny Pitts, he hit Jay Heath J with the "It'll be okay." Oh, Danny Pitts, how about you, big dog?
I like old Danny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see, Danny Pitts. Let me reel these off, man. Just _ JAY. Mm-hmm. Just _ J. Oh, he went in depth about some how bad she's. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hayden AU 6. How about you, big dog? Hayden AU is 6. How about I think Cole had a how about you for MLC?
Yes, MLC.
MLC. One of the fine, upstanding young ladies.
That's right.
On the corner.
That is correct.
Every time I see Jeffrey Lee's name, I read it in Kevin's voice.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Let's see. Tank for America. How about you, big dog? Tank for America.
I like it.
And then let's see. I'm gonna release off. I'm too slow. JMJ 0016. Some dude said I've been banned. Well, anything? Did I miss anything? And he said Jay Lee has a head full of hair now.
That's good.
JMJ 0016. All right, here we go. You ready? All right. How about you, the baked ram?
Okay.
Hey, he can be hit or miss, but
he's pretty good.
Baked ram. How about you, big dog? All right. How about you,
baked ram? He's a good poster.
How about you, GME2? Somebody posted a picture of the bear wandering around the garbage cans. He said, "Y'all got this problem?" And he says, "Nope," and posted a picture of his stuffed taxidermist bear.
He's been waiting on that one.
Yeah, he's been holding that one in. Where the train tracks sing.
Oh.
How about you, big dog? This may be
my favorite usernames. Another one.
Oh man. He said this may be an unpopular opinion, but the face mask singer is one of the cringiest things during the games. We'll be down 2 scores in the third quarter, and we've got Tate Johnson singing "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus.
I can never. Do you actually get to hear it, Jeffrey? I don't actually get to hear it. I see it happening, but I can't hear it. It's probably bad though, isn't it?
But yeah, cringe, man. I hear you, big dog. How about you? Crazy Tiger Fan 02. Crazy Tiger Fan 02. How about you? And that was it. Crazy Tiger Fan 02 is right up there with where this were. Yeah, all this the wear the color this week. If you're sitting in this, it's like you know. And
I don't love that personally.
No, not at all.
Okay, so how about you to all those cats and catesses? Hey, you know what, Cole? I want to throw this in here. You're talking about pet peeves in football or whatever a couple of weeks ago. What's the deal with the hand slapping for a hut?
Oh, you talking about clapping? Oh yeah.
Whatever happened to?
I can't believe I didn't
hate that. I hate that. It's so dumb. Like that's what's wrong with green 16? Or remember when they used to raise their knee?
Yeah.
You raise their
Silent-
knee and yes,
Silent count. Yeah.
and now everybody claps their freaking hands.
Yeah. That trend is odd to me, to say the least. It's odd.
God,
I don't
it's
get
so
it.
dumb.
It present like I feel like that a lot of coaches and football teams do a lot of things that present trouble. Well, why would you want to put yourself in harm's way? Like that is so easy to mimic on the other side, and they make you
Right.
snap it. We saw Alabama do it. They go off the clap. They did it against Auburn a couple of years ago. They kept snapping it, and it's like, why would you? And you're just going to keep doing it?
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm not a fan.
I definitely prefer my quarterbacks to be Vince Vaughn from Wedding Crashers. High route.
I love it. I love it.
All right, folks. If you're listening, stay tuned for Auburn Live Recruiting Insider, Auburn Live Plus. If you're not a member of Auburn Live on 3, if you are a member of Auburn Live on 3, just sit tight. We'll have it posted here for you free shortly. If you're not a member of Auburn Live on 3 and you're not a big fan of the website, or the website's not your thing, you want to listen to the show, go to Auburn Live YouTube Plus page and the Auburn Live page, and just join up for $2.99 a month. One more time for HelloFresh. Y'all go get you some farm fresh stuff, man. Go to HelloFresh.com/Auburn Live. Make sure I got it right. Free Auburn Live. Go to HelloFresh.com/free Auburn Live, all lowercase, one word, for a free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. Love some HelloFresh. All right, that's going to do it for us, folks. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody watching. For Cole, for Alan Head, for Zach in the back, who stayed in the back. I'm Jeffrey Lee, man. Y'all stay at that left lane. See ya.